I love you with all my heart, and I will fight until the end of time for you to come home.
A desperate cry to her daughter to get partial custody of her. One mother is out $25,000 after hiring an attorney. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight.
After we reported that one man said he was scammed by his attorney, several others have come forward saying they were taken by the same man, Jesse Matson. Matson's law license was suspended for 6 months by the state of North Dakota, and he's now practicing in Minnesota. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood talks with a mother in Grand Forks who was promised a refund check in the mail from Matson, a check that still hasn't shown up.
Brittany White has been walking to her mailbox every day since September, waiting for a check.
No check for $25,000 that I gave him, and he said it would be here on Wednesday.
You've reached Jesse Matson with the Matson Law Firm.
Jesse, this is Brittany White. I'm just calling because you said that check would be here Wednesday. Also, I asked if I could have my file. I really would appreciate it if you could answer me or call me back.
White first hired Matson to help her gain partial custody of her 5-year-old daughter, Chloe. With help from her family, White provided $25,000 to her attorney, Jesse Matson. White has not earned any more time with her daughter since she hired Matson over a year ago.
I can't believe it. Every day I wake up and she's not here. It breaks my heart.
Along with losing thousands of dollars, White claims she was sexually harassed by Matson. White says Matson would tell her she would be his trophy wife and even call her late at night requesting photos.
You should send me pictures. You should send me some pictures. And I'm like, because why? Because you're so beautiful, you're so hot, and you have such a hot body.
White says she is grateful of her friends and family support, but after a year, she is ready to see her daughter.
You didn't just wreck and emotionally destroy me. You're hurting a child. I would spend every last penny I had. It's not about the money, it's about getting my daughter.
White says she is speaking out now because she doesn't want another client to fall victim to Matson.
Enough is enough, and I'm done. I'm done, and you will not do this to another person.
In Grand Forks.
And I will make sure of that.
Christine Stanwood, Valley News Live.
We reached out to Matson for an interview. He would not comment on Brittany White's case. We also spoke with the man who originally did the story on. Matson also told him he would get his money back, but so far he has not received anything either. If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. 701-237-6576. Call that number and leave a tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth.
The Jeremiah program plans to transform a grassy field in Fargo into low-income housing for single mothers and their children. This is what the facility is planned to look like, housing the families on the top 2 floors and an early child education center on the first. The requirements to get in the program are strict. Mothers must complete an 11-week prerequisite course, and they must be pursuing a college degree while living in the building. Based on census data, the Fargo-Moorhead area has more than 2,300 single mother families in need.
We have these families living here right now in Fargo-Moorhead, and they're not families that we have to try and coax to move here from somewhere else. They're here right now.
Now, there are some concerns that some people will be excluded, namely single fathers, but Executive Director Diane Solinger says single father families meeting the criteria who apply will be considered.
In a matter of weeks, the Justice Department will set free 6,000 prisoners, the largest one-time release in the department's history. At the end of this month, inmates from federal prisons nationwide will make their transition back into society, with about 2/3 of them going to halfway houses and home confinement. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hocker looks into whether some of those newly released inmates will be coming here. Cornelius?
Mike, by the end of the year, a local halfway house, Center Inc., will have a brand new facility in the South Fargo area. But whether they'll see these released inmates here is unknown.
It's not in the middle of a residential area, yet it's close to businesses that employ the people that live there, so it's close proximity for where they can find jobs. It's also close to other service providers that many of our residents utilize.
That's the main point Josh Himmler wants to get across about the new halfway house opening up this winter. It'll be a spot far away from any neighborhoods.
I think if you want to live in this community, which I do, I want to make sure that people are getting rehabilitated, getting their needs met.
He hasn't been informed if any of the 6,000 inmates being released in a few weeks will find their way to Fargo, but if they do, he says the community will have nothing to fear.
I'd say majority is really nonviolent crimes. The people who need the rehabilitative services are those that are higher risk. That doesn't mean more dangerous, but maybe have more likeliness to continue to commit crime, more likely to reoffend, because those are truly the people who need the services.
Himmler says their programs and facilities will be able to meet the needs of the inmates released if any of them were to come to Fargo. Mike?
All right, thanks, Cornelius. The 6,000 inmates set to be released are benefiting from recent changes in federal drug sentences.
Still no sign of 3 men who went missing after a boat outing earlier this week in Baudette, Minnesota. Saturday, police found the capsized boat of 28-year-old Keith Ayers, 22-year-old Justin Hochbet, and 24-year-old Cody Ostendorf. The boat was located along the northeast shore of Flag Island on Saturday. An expanded search came up empty today. A foot search was also done on several shallow water areas, and there was a 4-hour air search that they'll be back at tomorrow.
The North Fargo church that's losing its pastor in a disagreement over same-sex marriages says it did not force or ask the pastor to resign. Pastor Steve Burnson announced during Sunday services that he was leaving, saying based on what the scripture says about God's design for marriage, he would not be able to participate or officiate same-gender weddings. Burnson's last day at Messiah as pastor will be October 25th.
Hundreds of people turned out to show their respect to Kathy Josted today in Kindred, North Dakota. Many people say she saved the lives of children aboard a bus she was driving. Her bus crashed several weeks ago into several semis in a foggy morning. State Patrol says they're still investigating this crash.
A local North Dakota business owner headed to Congress asking for something to be done about recent decision made by the National Labor Relations Board.
She says it could hurt small businesses and in turn impact the customers who shop there. Valley News Team's Macy Enger talked with those fighting for a change.
That's a lot of risk and a lot of uncertainty for me as a small business owner, and that's why I found it really important to come and testify before the Senate.
The owner of Mode, a local women's clothing store in Fargo, headed to D.C. to help reverse a recent decision that she says could cost her.
I think for me, just having the opportunity to be invited to the table with progress.
There's 11 different store locations, 9 of those a franchise.
They hire their own employees. They run their own business, and as a franchise company, we want to keep it that way, very separate.
But she's concerned because instead of each franchise being treated as its own separate company, she says she would now be in charge of all the employees at every franchise. This comes after a ruling from the National Labor Relations Board that changed what they've done in the past.
And I see it's a great advantage for large business. It's a great advantage for unions. But it's a really, really bad deal for small companies and small franchisers.
Our goal is to have 75 stores by 2024, and if I stop growing or look at growing slower because of this, that's where customers lose out.
Bottom line, some small business owners say it could push out the competition and give customers less choices. In Fargo, Macy Enger, Valley News Live.
Senator John Hoeven is a co-sponsor for the act and supports making a change here.
We didn't get what we needed. That from the principal of Mapleton Elementary School. Principal Tim Jacobson says they don't have final numbers, but called to say that a $7.2 million referendum went down to defeat today. The money would have paid for a new elementary building. More than 50% said yes, according to Jacobson, but 60% was needed. Now, if approved, property taxes on a $100,000 home in Mapleton would have gone up about $340 a year. The current elementary school is 91 years old. Jacobson did add they have 90 days to decide if they will scale down a proposal and call for another vote.
Valley News.